Prydwen Himeko Nova got a scathing Welt E4 crash out. Okay, respectfully, I can't open this guy because he says some interesting things, right? So let's just not open bro's page. But what is this? I'm gonna cut to the chase. I've been noticing increasingly more and more people that people online have the view where Welt is useless before E4. I genuinely don't know where this view came from because the people saying this must not actually play the game. Spoken like a true elitist. E0 Welt is one of the best general units in the game, with its biggest drawback being that he is hard to pilot. I see. I believe this encompasses all of his drawbacks because they can for the most part be played around, because his delays are hard to play and plan around, and his energy is hard to maintain, and keeping the debuff active on enemies in scenarios where they are respawning and wave changing challenging, and thus naturally SP management becomes a hassle as well. He is hard to play, perhaps even annoying, but the island that seemingly everyone believes he becomes viable at does nothing to alleviate the aforementioned things. E2 helps energy economy by a good bit, and that's fair, but I would argue that what matters the most when trying your Welt as a pseudo sustain, because the active delay of the item becomes much more valuable. But if you are just trying to use him as an amplifier, you have to be content with these concerns. If you wait to get E4 Welt before using him, you have to learn his intricacies if you want to get those speed clears. The notion that Welt is only viable at E4 is agenda posting, and the fact that this belief is so widespread now and that E0 Welt is being devalued is nothing short of a travesty, in my opinion. Why am I making a section of this in my Himeko Nova review? Because Welt is one of the best supports for her and the integral part of the decimation team setup. I've seen for regarding this, do you guys remember when I made the video for Himeko Nova's polling opinion? I had this little segment back then when they first announced. This was before Bobbin SP and Aventurine even got like fully, like, you know what I'm saying? So like I had this little theory back then where Bobbin SP is gonna be Himeko Nova's after sales. Alright, that was my theory. Because I feel like her trajectory really just ties very similarly to Finon's marketing, because you cannot give players who play Himeko Nova too big of a gap between each of her rate up characters. Just like how Sarija came immediately right after Finon, and both Finon and Himeko Nova wants their E2 as well, right? So let's just say, for example, if Bobbin SP is not Himeko after sales, then it means that Himeko Nova players have a lot more time to save, since they are not going to be pressured by any elation units. Alright, the Himeko Nova mains does not concern themselves with elation units, period. So, to make the most possible upgrade to Himeko Nova, Bobbin SP is at a very good spot, and it also doesn't make too much sense for Bobbin SP to increase the power level of the current Remembrance flagship with Castris, Avonite, Cyrene, as well as Hyacinth. Doesn't make sense, because they are already the best performing team by a considerable amount. Even with the elation shield environment, Mimo slot is still like rank 1 if not rank 2. So it legit just makes no sense why Bobbin SP will be going into a Mimo slot team. Therefore, I am almost confident, right? I'm almost absolutely fucking confident if there's gonna be one member that will probably get replaced in Himeko Nova's team building, it is most likely either gonna be the standard character or the standard character, which is Welt Yang, right? Whether or not he's E0, whether or not he's E4, standard characters, they don't generate direct sales anyways. There's no Welt banner, right? So it would make the most logical sense for them to get in a unit to replace that particular slot for now. So if this theory holds true, this entire chunk of a saying over here, frankly speaking, doesn't really matter, right? So in any case, I believe this is a very interesting little theory and a very interesting little agenda posting, non-agenda posting, rage bait crash out post by the Himeko Nova review. And as the highest order the council of HSR mains comprising of MrPokke and MrPokke. We are gonna be getting ourselves a E0S0 Welt for my free-to-play account, and we'll see how bro is gonna be doing in our Himeko Nova teams testing video coming to a cinema near you. So I'll see you guys on the Clips channel, and I will see you guys on the Clips channel. Thank you. Alright, thank you. I mean, even aside from Himeko, this post still stands true for Welt in other teams. I see.
You have cooled your last cool, my man.